Hello, welcome fellow alchemists and friends of Rainbow Alchemy. Today I'm going to bring you a channeled message from Effa. And this is the very first channeled message I'm going to post on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you'll like and subscribe for more. So today I get a lot of my messages in the shower, and today I had so much information coming through. I wanted to hurry up and get it to you as fast as I could. So I didn't write anything down, but I'm going to go ahead and just start talking about what that message is. If you're here, this message is for you. There might be some things that don't resonate. That's okay. Leave them at the door. Whatever does resonate with you, go ahead and take it and use it, because it's for you. So a little bit really quickly about who Effa is. Effa is my higher self, but it's also a collective. So very feminine energy. The name Effa is Egyptian. And when I first began connecting with Effa, Effa is an Egyptian name, but when I first started connecting with Effa, I used to call her EP. And it's not really a her, it's just that it's very feminine energy, so I tend to say her a lot. But anyway, she has very feminine energy, and I would always see the color purple, like a very vivid purple violet. And so in my mind, it was Egyptian purple. So I used to always call her EP in the beginning whenever I would connect. So after a while, and again, I'll repeat this, a lot of my information does come through in the shower. So I was in the shower and I just kept there thinking EP is wrong. EP is too harsh. It's too harsh. That's not right. And so I just started saying, okay, well, what is the name? What should I call you? What should I call you? And Effa came through. And I've never heard the name before. I've never heard the word before. But in my mind, I spelled it like an EHPHA. A lot of H's. But basically I was just I was feeling like I needed something more gentle, like more a little more beautiful and less abrupt, like EP was sounding to me. So Effa came through. I started to do a little research after that and found out that Effa is a real word and actually a real name as well in some ancient Hebrew texts. I think it's also in the Bible, but it means it's a standard of weight in ancient Egypt. And so Effa is actually a real word in our history, in our ancient history of humanity. And so I thought that was very cool, that here I was thinking, this random word that I had never heard before. Sometimes when I question, am I getting this information from myself, or am I making this up in my head, or am I really getting information from Effa or other beings as they come through? So for me, it was validating to know that it was a real word, and I've always been very drawn to ancient Egypt. So Effa has definitely been a big part of my journey, and being able to connect to divine information. And so today in the shower, Effa came through again. And what I'm being told to tell you guys, the collective that's here today, and this is, timeless. Anytime you happen to stumble upon this video is perfect. It's right just for you. So what I'm being told to tell you, the Alchemy Collective today, is about waking meditation. So I love meditating. I don't know if you have done it yet before, but if you haven't, try out some of my meditations on my page, or do some research and just try out something if you haven't ever. There are so many different kinds out there. But the waking meditation is something that I didn't really realize I was doing, but now I'm being told I need to share that with others. So a regular meditation, you tend to drop into an altered state. You close your eyes, you do breath work, and you try to relax your entire body and mind, and to get you to a place where you're in an altered state so that you're able to receive information. And that is a very big part of Full Rainbow Alchemy too, of the kinds of meditations that I will guide you through as you continue on this pathway. But the waking meditation is something completely different. So when you're creating full rainbows, you've got one, and sorry if you don't know what full rainbow is yet. Really quickly, I'll just give you a really short explanation, but basically you're using all of the chakras in your body combined with a very simple affirmation, and you do those affirmations according to how the feeling is in your body. So red is, and I have a picture in the back there, a painting that I did probably 10 more, maybe 15 years ago, that I recently found again. It just showed up, and the rainbow that my daughter did, she painted that for me a few years ago. I think she was, I don't know, maybe 6 or something. But anyway, those two were kind of next to each other. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So I put them up. But anyway, red is the root that's at the base of the spine. You say, I am, and then you're feeling that energy move at the base of the spine, tensing all of those muscles. Next up would be the orange energy, and that is I feel, the energy of I feel. And so you say I feel, and then you end the sentence. You don't have to end it. You can just say the affirmations and be done with it. And I'll put a link in the video so you guys can see a visual of this. That might be easier than me trying to explain it anyways. So I'm also going to include a meditation for an activation of your chakras, so you're really going to solidify, understand, and get all that energy moving. So if you do want to start creating your own full rainbows and use the waking meditation tool, then you'll have something to use to stand on. Okay, so I don't know if that's the right word. Okay, that's not the right word. Not stand on, but something that you can use as a framework, basically. Okay, so after orange you have yellow. That's I do. When you feel the pull, feel the pull from your core to go get up and do something. You feel, activated to move, to get up and go. Or when you're doing yoga, you're activating the core. When you're working out, you're activating your core. Doing sports, you're very much being drawn from that center, just below the ribs. Next up, you have heart, obviously. This is green, I love. The green energy is I love. And so this is just what it sounds. It's whenever you say I love, you can finish the sentence, or you can stay just at I love. And then moving up in the throat, this is blue. This is I speak. I speak. And as you go through these affirmations, you're always feeling the energy move, feeling the energy flow, and always feeling it connected to all of the other colors beneath it. So essentially, you're creating like a vortex of energy. As each of these colors flow and move upwards, they make like a vortex, of energy all the way up the spine. So then after I speak, you're moving to, one more thing about I speak. So think about when you really want to say something, or when you're trying to hold back, tears. It's like you get a lump in your throat. You can actually feel physical pain of like, I need to say this, or I'm trying to hold it back, or like I'm trying not to cry. You can feel that physical pain. And then the release, when you're able to finally speak and say, then, that throat energy, the energy moves, and you can feel it physically in that area in your body. Okay, it's this is one thing I love about when I started thinking about the chakras this way, is that it's very real, it's very visceral. You can actually feel, how this energy is in your body by thinking about the times when that energy was moving or stuck or whatever, just at a lower frequency, let's say. I don't particularly like to say stuck, because I feel that the energy just changes frequencies, not that it's ever really stuck. So once we get past the throat, I speak, we move up to I see, and that is the center of the head right here. Sometimes you might have little tingles there or warmth, but this is the feeling of intuition, of envisioning. So, when you envision yourself doing something in your life, that you're activating your third eye. Okay, so that is indigo. That is indigo. Indigo and I see. So we say I see. Again, you can end it at I see, or you can finish the sentence out. And then we move up the energy, up to the top of the head. This is violet, sometimes white. I like to think of like an amethyst crystal when I'm making my full rainbows. But we say I understand. I understand. And this is divine knowing. This is inner knowing. This is divine intelligence. This is connection to the field, connection to source energy, connection to your higher self. This is just the knowingness, the understanding that we are connected, that we are all one, that we are part of the divine. And so we say, I understand. And you can end it there, or you can continue out the sentence. So when you're creating full rainbows, you use this framework of saying each of the affirmations and moving that energy upwards, always feeling into your body, always feeling into the emotions and into the thoughts that arise as you go through each of the colors. And I like to think of them in color for me, because it's just a very easy way for me to remember and to envision the energy itself moving. And so that is how I teach it in Full Rainbow Alchemy, for you to remember by feeling through that affirmation and then envisioning through that color. So it's always thinking and feeling, thoughts and emotions. Thoughts are energetic, electric energy, and emotions are magnetic energy. So combine the two together. We always combine the two, thoughts and emotions, as you go through each of the energy centers, each of the colors through your body, and really getting into your body, feeling into your body as that energy flows and moves, and activating the muscles around it. As you do this, you're always moving from red up all the way to violet, and you're activating the muscles as you go, activating the space around it. So you're really getting into your body, you're really feeling into those emotions. And so it is a very active sort of meditation, because it's really asking you to get into the here and now and get into your body. And it's not just listening, right? Not just listening to something. Although you can do it that way. I do have guided meditations, or if you ever do a guided meditation, or maybe you just like to sit in silence, that's perfectly perfect too, however you like to do it. This is just asking you to take those moments and then build your full rainbow within them. So to build your full rainbow, you're taking something in your life and saying, hey, this is something I don't prefer. I don't particularly like this about my life, or maybe I do like it, but I want to magnify it. Maybe this is awesome. This is something incredible in my life. I want more of it. So that's another thing you can use Full Rainbow Alchemy for. Or if you have, triggers, like, something, maybe you're a road rage driver or something. Maybe, every time somebody cuts you off, you're triggered and you feel angry, and then the rest of the day is ruined for you. It's noticing, it's observing anything in your life that you would like to change. And we call that transmutation in Full Rainbow Alchemy. Anything that we want to change into something even better. And I always like to leave that open-ended too whenever I'm creating full rainbows. It's like this or something better, because the divine always has, an infinite amount of possibilities, and it can always imagine or create things even more incredibly than we ever could. So just making sure that we leave it open-ended. I have many methods for making, being able to do that. So this is just really quick crash course, just so that I can tell you basically what waking meditation is. This is the channeled information that I was trying to get out to you guys today, because I being told that today's the day you need to hear it. So I want you today to just try this out. Write down a full rainbow for yourself. Choose something you want to change in your life, okay? And write it down. And I'll leave you the template, in the description, and a little link there. But write it down. I am blah, blah, blah. I feel blah, blah, blah. I do blah, blah, blah. I love blah, blah, blah. I'll give you an example too in the link. But you're going to allow that energy to move upwards. After you write it down, say it out loud. then you're going to go ahead and move that energy, right? Say the full rainbow. You can say it in your head if you want. You don't have to say it out loud, although I do recommend doing that at least once because, your words are spells. Your words, as they go out into the field, they are affecting everything around you. Your words have weight. Your thoughts have weight. You are powerful. You are very powerful. And you may not realize how powerful you are, but this is one method that will help you step into your power in a very real, daily kind of way. Because you don't need to turn off the lights and close your eyes and turn on music. You can do a waking meditation anywhere, anytime, standing in line, driving in the car. You don't have to get into an altered state. That's very useful too. That's another tool to get into an altered state. Close your eyes and meditate in that kind of way. But waking meditation is completely different. And I particularly use the waking meditation when it's like a moment, I'm either having a thought spiral that I'm like, I got to get out of this thing, think of something else because it's not productive or it's making me feel a certain way that I don't prefer. Or it could, like I said, something very good happened and you want to magnify it. So you don't have to go away from the crowd or go away from who you're with or get out of, go take a break from work. Like you can do a waking meditation wherever you are at any time. No one will even know you're doing it. It could be a total secret only you know about inside of you. So what you're doing is once you have that written down, you can simplify it into a couple of words. That's what I like to do is once you build your full rainbow, simplify it into like two or three kind of words that you can easily draw upon when you're doing a waking meditation, okay? That way, just to make it easier for you, because the point of it is to remember the thoughts and feelings involved around each of the colors as you go through them, okay? So when you're doing the full rainbow, you don't need to zone out and connect to the higher self. This is just about getting into your body, getting into the ever-present now moment, and expecting amazing things to happen. And they will. The more you do this, it happens to me. I'll do, and try this out for yourself too. Sort of different levels of waking meditation where it's just like, you really are on the go. You can't close your eyes because you're driving or whatever it is. You're walking around in the gas station. You can do a full rainbow, eyes open. Say the affirmations, move the energy, see the vortex of light moving within you from red to violet, right? The smallest part is always at the bottom, the violet, and then it'll work its way up until the highest part is at the crown. Envision it like a vortex, a tornado of light energy moving inside of you, okay? So do this while you're doing anything in your life, and keep your eyes open, be awake. And this is just really going to help you get into the present moment, get into your body, expect miracles because they're going to come your way, expect synchronicities, expect just really cool things to happen where you can just say, what is going on here? Did this really just happen? Okay, so that was the first message that I got from Effa today that I need to start sharing and talking more about the waking meditation. Okay, so actually let's go ahead and we'll create a full rainbow right now for the collective. Okay, I'm being told that I need to pull a card and we're going to just make a full rainbow right now for you, for the collective, whatever it is that you need to hear and do and to create your own full rainbow. We're going to do it right now here together. So you can use it in a waking meditation or in a full-on altered state. You can use my core full Rainbow Alchemy meditation video on YouTube too to help you. Okay, so this is the Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle deck, which I actually just got. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one card, and this is for us to know what direction we want our full rainbow to go in. So what direction would we like our full rainbow to be about today? What is our full rainbow about, Spirit? What is our full rainbow about, Effa? They always want to be involved too. Okay, we'll see what comes out. I love this deck because it's so beautiful. See that? Indigo. Third eye. Oh, okay, this one's sticky. Usually that's how I know what card to pull. It's sticky. Okay, this is the despicable face. Wow. Okay, the despicable face. So that is what our full rainbow is going to be about today. The despicable face. It sounds kind of ominous. All right, I'm going to read what the card is about. And then we'll be able to create our full rainbow from there. Okay, and these are in Roman numerals. I'm not a pro at these Roman numerals, but all right, I'm gonna find it. 10L. Almost there. 10L. These cards are so beautiful too. I'll leave the name of them down below, so in case anyone's interested in getting them, you'll be able to find it. Okay. What is hidden, unaccepted, shamed? The despicable face is never seen. Rather, it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face, and their own reasons for assuming it is an abomination. It could be a buried resentment, an insecurity, or a physical characteristic that holds us back from expressing our true self. Remarkably, once revealed, it is not despicable at all. It is human. It is interesting. What once was thought of as an error becomes an asset on our journey of alchemical transformation. This card connects us to others and to humanity as a whole. Through acceptance, we lift the veil of perfection and reclaim our energy. Honesty and acceptance are the balm that heals the most tender of wounds. To ponder, acceptance as enlightenment. Go deeper. Watch the movie Edward Scissorhands. Oh, I haven't seen that one in a long time. This card may indicate fear of failure. Some are so afraid to make a mess that they never cook up anything in the laboratory. Try. The mess is alchemy underway. When the card appears, it is important to notice what company surrounds you. Those who can see and accept all sides of you are true alchemical allies. Okay, so I just want to say something I'm hearing, and I want to tell you guys about the despicable face. So in alchemy, every piece of us that we want to maybe hide from the outside world, that maybe you feel shame about, that you don't want others to see, the mask, that you put over the top of it so that others don't see who you really are. Those tidbits of you, those pieces of you that you're trying to hide might be an invitation. They might be a nugget of juicy something that you can transmute, that you can take the energy of that and turn it into something new. So instead of you feeling shame and wanting to hide, this is you now understanding that, wow, even this part of me, this is a story of mine. This is an invitation for me to take a closer look and understand and be an observer of it instead of sitting in it as myself. Physically pull yourself out of your body and look at yourself as if you are somebody else, literally. I mean, to just envision yourself, look at yourself sitting on the couch right now or sitting wherever you are right now, and just look at yourself with all the love in the world. You are not you. You are pulling out of yourself, you're pulling out of your body and just looking at you as somebody completely different, completely somebody else, right? And look at those pieces of shame that you're feeling, or of what you want to hide from the world, of what you don't want others to see, and understand that there's beauty there. There is beauty in that, because it's part of, number one, who you are, and every part of us is beautiful. Every part of us is an invitation to dig deeper, to look deeper at ourselves, to have more love, unconditional love for ourselves, to see that, because we have this shame and darkness, we are able to see the greatness when it comes along. We need these pockets of shame and hiding, because it's duality. It's in order to have the good things in life, we must have the bad. It's the way that we are able to understand the world. But again, it's also an invitation, a doorway, a portal for you to transmute that energy into something else. So instead of hiding, let it come to light, examine it, and don't be a judge of yourself. Don't judge yourself at all. Just remember, be the observer, be the person that's outside of yourself. Be the consciousness outside of your physical body and look at that. Why am I ashamed of that? Why am I trying to hide it? What's wrong with it? What is it? What is it that I'm trying to hide? And let's transmute that into something else. Take that energy of fear and we'll turn it into something else. Because essentially, shame, hiding, it's fear. We're scared. You're scared of something. You're scared of being seen for who you are. Maybe you feel it's not good enough. Maybe you feel you're unlovable, but it's fear nonetheless. And that fear is something you can use. It's energy. You can feel it in your body. Where do you feel it right now in your body? Is it in your heart? Do you feel, saddened? Is it clenching in your throat? Is it in your gut? Like, how you can get butterflies in your tummy. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I got this feeling in my gut. It doesn't feel good. Or just the need to cry, the need to, it's like you can feel all of the physical feelings in your body. Sometimes it'll be tension in the neck or tension in the shoulders or, just relax, shake it out and understand that this is all part of the human journey. This is part of your human experience. You chose to come here, and live a human experience with all of the duality that comes with it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. It's all beautiful. All of it. Every single part of you is beautiful. Even the parts you're ashamed of, beautiful. Even the parts you're trying to hide, beautiful. Beautiful. They're telling a story about who you are. They're telling a story about where you want to go, who you want to be. They're telling the story about what you can transmute, what energy you can take and move it into something different. If you don't want to feel that way, you can take that energy, move that energy into a place that you prefer for your own human experience. So let's think about it in terms of full rainbow alchemy. If we were going to create a full rainbow saying, okay, I'm ashamed of my despicable face, but I want to change this energy into something else. I'm done hiding. I'm done with fear. I no longer want fear. I no longer want to hide. I would like to feel open, free to be seen, accepted by myself and others, love, health. So let's start with I am. So we don't, use the wording of what we don't prefer in full rainbows. We use the wording of what we do prefer. So the opposite of that fear, shame, hiding, and I am would be I am seen, safe. I am seen, I am safe. I am grounded. I am seen, I am safe, I am grounded. I am seen, I am safe, I am grounded. You clench all that energy. Clench it in the base of your spine as you say these, as you're building your full rainbow. You can do it when you're doing your walking meditation, even build full rainbows, because that's something you can do with your eyes open. It takes a little bit of brain power, but you can do it with your eyes wide open while you're driving down the street, no problem. So I am seen, I am safe, I am grounded. Okay, let's move up to feel. That's orange, that is right by the navel, moving that energy upwards in a spiral fashion. I feel seen, happy. I feel seen, I feel happy, I feel excited. I feel seen, I feel happy, I feel excited. What's the opposite of hiding and fear? What are you feeling? What would you like to feel? What would you prefer to feel instead of ashamed or hiding, right? I feel seen, I feel happy, I feel excited. I feel seen, I feel happy, I feel excited. So remember, we're not even looking at why or how we got here, okay? Because that stuff can come up as we do this energy work more and more of like, aha, that's the root cause of this. But what we're doing right now is completely rewiring your neural network into something new, okay? We're rewiring it so that we don't go down those same neural pathways anymore. We go down the new ones. We go down the full rainbow ones that we create, okay? So next up after I feel, and you really should write this down. I don't have the pen right next to me because I was just trying to get this information out. But okay, write this down when you're ready to go. Okay, and you can change this if you want. If you don't like my particular wording, that's totally fine. Do what works for you. So I do, remember, I do. That's yellow. That's right below the ribs, below the heart. Above the I feel is I do. So I do happiness, excitement. I do openness. I do freedom. I do acceptance of myself. I do accept myself. I do see myself and my beauty. I do aligned action. I do actions that bring me excitement and joy. I do reveal my whole self. And it feels wonderful. I do allow myself to be seen. Okay, so as you can see, it could be some working through, right? As you're creating your full rainbow, maybe you might be spitballing. You're saying things, because we're doing this in real time. I didn't know that card was going to be chosen. I'm spitballing right now for what the collective needs to hear right now, what I'm hearing the full rainbow should be according to that card. So as you can see, it can take, some working through. It can take a little bit of energy to settle on the words that feel right to you, just like real life. It's a little messy. It's not perfect. And that's okay. It's part of the process. It's part of the beauty of being alive. It's part of the beauty of being human. And so as you're creating your own full rainbows, don't be afraid to mess up or be messy or, have to say it a few different times. And it might not always be the same every time, unless you've got something big, you're working on. And then you can condense it down to a couple words, like I said, right? But when you're doing these like waking meditations, you're doing it in real time, go ahead and say it, every way that feels right to you. And settle on it, moving along once you feel satisfied with the energy, with the feelings and the thoughts that are coming from those words that you're saying. If you feel like, okay, I got it all out. I got all the I do energy out for this particular transmutation. Now it's time for I love. Okay, so we're not talking about fear, shame, hiding, right? We're talking about I love being seen. I love being myself. I love accepting myself. I love being open and honest. I love being myself and being seen. I love being comfortable in my own skin. I love being happy. I love being safe. We're kind of like overlapping some of the energies too, because the red is very much about being grounded and safe, having all of your basic needs met, like, housing and food and basic life safety, right? And then the next one is about, passion, creativity, sexuality. And the next one, the doing, the aligned action, the courage, the willpower, that kind of stuff. Like all of these colors overlap with each other. So you might say, I love a lot throughout it. You might say, I am a lot, or I feel a lot as you're going through every color. But that's perfect, right? It's just for you. These are, there's a basic framework, but you can make it your own. That's what's so beautiful about it. You've got the framework, you've got the colors to guide you, but you can make it your own. The important thing is that you're feeling and you're thinking. You're allowing the feelings to come through, at their highest possible potential, right? Because you're always looking for what it is that you prefer, right? You're not going to prefer low frequency feelings, low frequency thoughts. That's not what you're going to prefer. You're going to prefer the higher ones. I mean, unless you're doing some weird experiment and you want to try that, but for the most part, you're going to be choosing higher frequency feelings, higher frequency thoughts as you're creating your full rainbows, right? And you're not letting the other part, what you're trying to transmute, the lower frequency thoughts and feelings, become a part of your full rainbow. That's why we write it down, right? That's why we say it, we think it, we write it down, right? Because then it's giving your thoughts and your feelings its first physical form in 3D reality. That's your first alchemical process right there, is when you write it down, because you're giving it life in 3D reality. It's the first transmutation point that you have by telling the reality around you and your body inside of you, this is what I prefer, this is what I want you to feel, right? So I love being seen, I love being heard, I love being myself, I love myself, I love being open, I love every part of me. Every part of me is beautiful. I love it, right? So that's what you can say for I love. All right, moving up, I speak. So I speak. Now this one, I might throw in the fear a little bit because I feel like it's right, okay? I speak without fear. So how can we change that to say not fear? I speak with conviction and truth. I speak with joy and happiness. I speak openly. I speak words openly. They flow through me. They bring about change in my life. I speak happiness. I speak truth. I speak clarity. I speak and the walls drop. I speak and my soul can be seen. I speak words and I feel seen. When I speak, I feel seen. So again, I'm kind of spitballing again of what I would want to land my full rainbow into, but I'm feeling that you as the collective are going to pull things out of this that make sense for you. And maybe they all do, because that could be possible too. Okay. So after I speak, I see, and I love the I see part. And remember, once you make your full rainbow, you're really like trying to clench those muscles inside your body as you go along. And it takes a little bit of practice to kind of like isolate as you're going through each color, but you really want to activate those muscles. You really want to activate the energy inside of your body as you're going through it, because this is part of the alchemical magic, right? Is getting into your body, feeling what your body is, feeling where you are in space, activating all of that energy, all of that power, all of that magic that you have. So I see. This is where you envision. And this part, you might want to close your eyes. You don't have to, obviously, but I like to during this part at least. I don't know. But absolutely keep them open if you need to, if you're driving or something. But okay, so I see, let's go back to, remember, we're eliminating shame, or we're transmuting it, because it might not ever actually truly be eliminated. It can be, but for sure we're rerouting that neural pathway by telling ourselves, telling our body, telling our brain, telling the universe, telling the field, telling source, telling the divine, this is what we prefer, right? And it might feel like a lie at first, but that's okay, because you can lie to your mind, you can lie to your body, and it will act accordingly. It will listen to you anyways. And I have something called the lemon experiment to prove it. And if you ever want to check that out, it's on my masterclass. I might do a video of that later, but for now, let's continue on. Okay. I see. I see acceptance. I see myself showing the world who I am. I see myself uncovering the truth. I see myself being happy to be myself. I see myself unashamed. Oh, there I go, using the word. But what's the opposite of shame? I guess unashamed. But, we can word that a little differently because we don't want to bring that, right? We're creating a new neural pathway. So what's the highest, most good that we can see? All right. We can even use that. I see the highest good or something better for myself. I see and feel myself. Oh, see, there you go. See, sometimes there's just no way we shouldn't have to separate them because all of the colors actually are one. And that's why I always envision it as a vortex, not as individual orbs like here, but as one continuous flow, just like a rainbow, right? They're not separate colors. They always flow together. They're all one thing. And so in Full Rainbow Alchemy, we're constantly moving the energy in a vortex passion, in a spiral, in a tornado, so that, we see there is no separation. We are not, just like we're not separated from the divine, from all of existence, from the universe, from the field, whatever you want to call it, from our higher self. We're all one. Just like the colors are all one. It's impossible to separate them. So we're going to use that wording constantly. But just remember the framework. So I see myself happy. I see myself free. I see myself being myself. I see myself boldly moving forward. I see myself fully living into the embodiment of my truest authentic self. So I want you to envision that. Okay, envision that for you. Okay, so add on whatever you like, change whatever you don't. This is totally tailored to you. If it resonates, perfect, use it. So after I see, now it's I understand. Now we're talking about truly divine connection, right? This is our connection to our higher selves. You might feel some tingling right here happening as you start to build that part of your full rainbow. This is violet energy. So I understand. I understand that I am connected, that I chose this life. I chose these hardships. I look for the beauty in everything. I know that the universe is conspiring towards me for the highest good of myself and everyone around me. I know that I'm meant to learn a lesson from this. I understand that I'm ready for that lesson to be taught. I understand that I'm ready to transmute this energy into the highest frequency that's possible for me. I understand that I am connected, that I am part of the all. I understand that this is part of the human experience and it's beautiful. And every single part of me is beautiful. I understand that the hardships allow me to learn. I understand that the hardships are there for a reason. I understand that I will learn from them, and it's a beautiful thing. I understand. I know. I accept. I understand that I accept these things about myself, and I choose now to transmute them into the highest possible frequency. I understand that my higher self is conspiring for the highest good as well. I'm listening. I understand that there's words and information always flowing. I'm listening. I'm open. I understand. Okay, so that's your full rainbow for today from the Despicable Face card. And I hope you enjoyed it. So as you see, we did that. It was sort of like, it was a waking meditation. As I went through each of the colors, you can do the same. And we pulled a card for the collective today, but when you're doing a full rainbow for yourself, just whatever it is that you are thinking about, whatever you'd like to transmute, whatever you'd like to move down a different path for the highest good of you and everyone around. Build your own full rainbow. You can do it waking. You can do it anywhere. Pull yourself out of whatever that negative situation is, or build up that awesome, maybe you're in an incredible, situation and you're like, I just want more of this, I must magnetize more, build yourself a full rainbow in that moment. Both of those things are perfectly beautiful and very powerful. When you start utilizing this tool, you'll see things begin to be magnetized to you, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to be so excited, and you're going to be like, how? Why? How am I this powerful? Because you are. You always have been. So that's the message for today. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.